welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekend reading for September 9th to the 11th. I hope you guys are doing awesome. We got a couple really important things happening this weekend. Before I get any further, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And also everything you need is linked below for your convenience. You notice we got some ever-changing technology going on over here. I'm trying to dial in my recording space. It's not quite there yet, but I'm like learning. I'm learning and I'm orchestrating and I'm taking my time with it. Just sharing, just so you guys know. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing I want to mention for this weekend are the transits that are happening. September 9th, we have Mercury is going officially retrograde into Libra. Can you tell by the way I'm talking, we're heading in Mercury retrograde? I feel like I've been stumbling over my words so much in the last couple of days. But anyway, so Mercury retrograde happens on the 9th, and on the 10th, we have the full moon in Pisces. Now, depending on where you are in the world, it could be the 10th or the 9th. Like for me, it's going to be, well, technically like the first second of the 10th because it's happening at 6 a.m. East Coast time on the 10th. So for me, that's like midnight Hawaii time. So you guys understand what I'm saying. Those are the two biggest things happening this weekend. Now, the moon will be in Pisces for the majority of the weekend, but towards the tail end of the weekend, it will move into Aries. So I'm going to take you through the astrology of the weekend, like progressively and also just overall. And we're also going to get into some cards. And I think I've got good energy today to do all the signs, but we'll see how it goes by the time I get there. Okay. So let's start with Mercury. Mercury's retrograding, but because Mercury is in its retrograde period and it's aspecting Jupiter, which is also retrograding, and it's aspecting Mars, which is in a pre-shadow retrograde, they're all moving really slow. So the entire weekend, Mercury is going to be opposing Jupiter, which is in Aries, and it will also be trine Mars in Gemini. These aspects have been with us for a while. They're not as strong as they were for the last couple weeks, but they're still prevalent. They're still here, and also will still be part of the full moon. By the way, if you do want to check out my video on the full moon, it is on Vimeo or Patreon. I always go live on Patreon for new moon and full moons, and we sit, we talk, we laugh. It's very casual. It's very fun. It's kind of just like a soul tribe kind of a vibe. Just so you know, it's over there. Check it out. So with these aspects, it's actually innately positive, I would say. It really helps with mental agility. It helps with problem solving. It helps with planning. It helps with charisma and confidence. And if you need to persuade anybody, it's really great for that. Now, I will say, because they're all retrograding, they're all restricted energetically. So while all of that is there and promising, it's not as strong as it would be if they were direct, or even if they were closer in degrees. But it's still there. And it's still prevalent. With Mercury also opposing Jupiter, and also with both of them being in retrogrades, I would be very cautious about overlooking stuff. Like, don't, just impulsively act on things or impulsively obligate yourself. That sounds so weird coming out of my mouth. Obligate yourself to certain circumstances. Cross your T's, dot your I's. Just do a sit down, think about it. Double check your stuff, all that jazz. It could really backfire with an opposition to Jupiter, because when you have Jupiter in an opposition or a square or in a position that's not necessarily favorable, Jupiter is still beneficial because it's Jupiter. It's like the best planet ever. But it can backfire because it can also expand the more shadowy components of things like indulgence or greed or overconfidence and arrogance and things like that. So just be mindful of that. Now, the biggest thing to talk about too this weekend, and also under the full moon Pisces, I was trying to think of how to explain this because I talked about it last night on Patreon with the live, but there's just a lot. It's just a lot going on. So we have Uranus, the North Node, and Chiron, and the Sun and the Moon, all making aspects with each other. So I'll start there. They're all making aspects with each other. Now, under the full moon specifically, which is happening, like I said, on the 10th, the moon will be sextile Uranus, which means the sun is trine Uranus. But we focus on the moon during a full moon because it's the moon. It's the most important part of any moon cycle, right? So that is actually a very positive aspect. It brings exciting opportunities, new opportunities and changes, and getting into environments you wouldn't be otherwise, meeting people you wouldn't be meeting otherwise. And it also creates, I think I said this, positive changes, but you're going to want it. you're going to feel like, okay, let's bring in the new. Let's get rid of the old. Let's do it. And collectively speaking, we've been in this phase too, and I've talked about it to death. So, just a heads up there, that we've been moving away from old versions of ourselves. We've been really shedding that. And in a spiritual context, for those of you who are observing an ascension process, I want to say observing it, an ascension process, an activation process, upgrades, there's a really deep cleaning that's happening of old versions of yourself and old narratives and old programs. But it also puts you in this position of feeling like super clean, kind of like, who am I now? A little bit like, I don't feel the things I used to feel. I don't think the things I used to think. Am I just an empty vessel? It kind of has that feeling to it. But that's also a really good thing, because that invites in new experiences. It invites in things that you thought were not possible before. It's really, really positive. And it also helps you to be connected more to spirit and be more in the present and more accepting of things to come and not so resistant or triggered or what have you. So it's kind of a funky in between if you're finding yourself there, but just know that it's par for the course. But this Uranus energy, it's got, guys, I can't even explain to you how much it's bringing in. Because even last night I was trying to talk about it, and it's like, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that, oh yeah, I forgot about this. So when it comes to relationships, this is going to be a full moon and also a weekend where you could be meeting people out of nowhere randomly. People, again, you might not have come into contact before for whatever reason, because their background or they're just in different things or what have you. Also some returns. It is also Mercury retrograde. It is what it is. So people might be coming back from the past, which isn't a bad thing. I feel like anytime anybody says that, people go, oh, I don't want to see my ex. It's not just about your ex. It's also friends and family and people that maybe you do want to see again. People that, maybe have just been busy or they live far away, and it's just been hard to connect and get together. So you might have some spontaneous meetups or run-ins with people from your past. Again, not just exes. And it's most likely going to be a positive experience, because we do have this sextile with Uranus, and it is a Pisces full moon. And Pisces moon energy is very healing. It's very healing. It brings in love and compassion and understanding and empathy and hearing the other person out. It's also going to uptick your own intuitive abilities, psychic awareness. Please be mindful of your dreams and dream activity. A lot of downloads and activations will be happening too. So much I want to say. I want to come back to relationships really quickly, because the meetups that might be happening during this weekend, they might be fast paced. They might even be short lived, but they're going to be very influential. For some of you, it's going to catalyze you. That Uranian, I said that last night too, Uranus, that Uranian activating element. Uranus is activating. It loves to wake things up. That's what Uranus likes to do. So some of you might find these experiences to be very catalyzing for you. Some of you, it's literally just going to be like, oh, I just needed to hear that. I just needed to be reminded of that. I just needed to get that idea, and then they're going to go away. Some of you, it's about closure and officially like severing and letting go. So, not all bad there. Coming back to the moon being in Pisces and this whole spiritual element, this weekend with the full moon, I talked about it extensively last night, is really aligning with the idea of attunement. Relying on your yin energy, relying on your inner compass, your intuition, being connected to your inner sense of self, vital with this full moon and this weekend. Not to say you wouldn't get by otherwise, but it will really help you to see what you couldn't see before and see beyond your own perceptions of things. It's just going to help you to see and understand better and get more clarity. Full moons are also about clarity, but especially with all this like Mercury retrograde energy, all this activation with Uranus, these like new opportunities and circumstances, the life is ripe right now with surprises and options. And it can get overwhelming really quickly. And if you're not in tune with your sense of self, you could get really distracted by all the noise, all your options, the external world, expectations of other people, the mental chatter, all of that stuff. And you could actually be making decisions that are aligned with that stuff and not with yourself, not with you, the whole complete being. Okay. That's why it's vital. There's also other reasons why it's vital, but I'm going to get there. A couple other things I wanted to mention. The North Node component and Chiron component. So Chiron is in Aries. The North Node is in Taurus. Sorry, let me back up. Chiron's the bridge. Sorry, I confused myself. Chiron's the bridge. Chiron's in Aries. The neighbors of Aries are Pisces and Taurus. The moon is going to be in Pisces for the majority of the weekend, and of course, the full moon being in Pisces. And the North Node and Uranus are both in Taurus. Chiron is aspecting all of them because it's neighboring all of them, and because the moon sitting in Pisces also are creating aspects with Uranus independent of Chiron. I think I explained that properly. So when that happens, we get semi-sextiles and aspects like that, which are bridges. So Chiron is helping us be supported in experiencing these energies and aspects with changes and activations and being introspective and healing and getting ideas and getting downloads and all of that in a way where we're actually being able to move past our insecurities, our wounds, all of that, because Chiron is wounded energy. And with Aries, it's the wounded self, it's the wounded ego, it's the wounded self-image. So again, just some more of that support of clearing that out, okay? With North Node being in the mix of this too, there's also a sense where the changes that are happening and how you adapt to them will be aligning you with some sort of, it's funny, I almost said collective consciousness. I'm getting a download. Collective path is what I was wanting to say. So they just said timelines. They literally just said in my ear, timelines. Okay. So we might be experiencing another round of these separation of timelines, or people grouping into these different realities and timelines yet again. I'm actually seeing it like a frayed cord, like, you know, like electric cords. I'm almost like seeing it like frayed edges, and there's like one this way, one this way, one that way, that one that way. And it's going to be based off of where you're at internally. Are you grounded? Are you connected? Are you relying on your inner compass, or are you relying on all the noise? So something to be aware of. It's like, I'm making it sound so serious. Don't take it so seriously. Because another thing this weekend is the balance of these things, like balance of the very spiritual part of you and balance of these earthly matters that we all need to take care of and deal with and be grounded in the midst of all of it. So don't take life super seriously, but just know in the background, there's a lot of big things happening this weekend that are setting us up for timelines and also for the next 6 months, because Mars has just started its pre-shadow retrograde phase and will finish it at the end of 6 months. Just to keep that in mind. Let's move on. I was like, I'm not ready for more downloads on that. So just a couple mentionables. We have some asteroid activity happening. Ceres is in Leo this weekend and is aspecting Uranus and Saturn. It's going to be square Uranus and opposing Saturn. Ceres is how we care, how we feel cared about, how we care for ourselves, how we nurture, nourishment. It also speaks of cycles and resources and agriculture and things of that nature too. But with this, I was really getting this feeling of, especially being in Leo, like to feel cared about, to feel nourished in some way, whether it's emotionally or physically. Like there's a need for recognition. There's a need for respect and appreciation. With the opposition to Saturn and that square Uranus, that might not be there. Even if it's there, it might be really hard to feel it. So you might feel like society, authority figures, traditional systems like spouses, business partners, families, etc., might not be respecting you or seeing you as much as you would like to be seen and appreciated. And it might make you kind of move into more of like a rebellious kind of mode, a little bit of a selfish mode of, well, I'm not going to be given as much if you can't respect me or see me or what have you. So just know that that's there. Be careful with that, especially if you have a lot of Leo in your chart. I'm actually hearing Leo and Pisces. If you have a lot of Leo and Pisces and Virgo, Leo, Pisces, and Virgo, if you have a lot of that in your chart, be mindful that could easily move into martyrism very easily. But again, not worried about it in the context of everything going on. I just wanted to mention it because it's here and it's relatively prominent with the degree placements and everything. Now, Juno's also got some stuff going on too this weekend. Juno's in Pisces, and the whole weekend will be square Mars. And under the full moon, it will be conjunct the full moon in Pisces. And I was sitting with this and I was like, how is this going to feel? And it's interesting because I feel like it's actually that deepening of Pisces energy, that deepening of intuition and even telepathy with people, but also it's sobering. That's what I was getting, where you're not going to be as easily caught up in the fantasies of people, the fantasies of partnership. Juno's about partnership, for those who don't know. And all of that, like really seeing past that. And that square with Mars is also going to help you not just dive into shit, because it's that square Mars is going to make you a little bit rebellious to partnership at this time, at least traditionally, with commitment. And Uranus is also part of that too. So a time to really reflect on your fantasies, reflect on your dreams. What is really real? What is really rational? What is your inner compass telling you? And that's also very big with the full moon, being attuned to your inner self and your inner compass. You can make your dreams come true. You can make big things happen. You can adapt to any changes that happen and come out on top and come out unscathed. But your inner compass is going to get you there. So what's the condition of your inner compass? Whether this is about relationships, work, health, house, whatever it is for you this weekend and for the next 6 months, because obviously it's going to be different for everybody. Okay. And to speak briefly on the day-to-day, I would really recommend September 9th, when Mercury goes retrograde, when the moon is just barely in Pisces, that early degrees. I would really prioritize self-care. Self-care, have some sort of daily meditative practice or introspective time. It doesn't have to be meditation. You could journal. Take time to journal, take time to be in some kind of quiet space where you can be within yourself, where you're not distracted and you're not stimulated. I really want to emphasize the stimulation. If you are going out to have some time to yourself, but you're stimulating yourself, you're like stimulating your mind, you're watching stuff, you're listening to stuff, you're being really, really physically active. Nothing wrong with physical activity, but just keep in mind that could actually stimulate you to the point where you're not actually being within yourself, and you're not being able to listen and settle. This is about quiet time, restoration, rejuvenation, settle, settle, settle. When the moon moves into early degrees Pisces on Friday, it's going to be opposing Venus and square, was it Mars? Yeah, and square Mars. That creates this feeling of, I want to be stimulated, but your emotional body, your emotions are begging you to take a time out. Like, hey, can you just feel me out for a second? Just feel me out. Just be still for a moment. I just need to feel, I just need to be, I need to be connected. I also need to be held. With that opposition to Venus, there's a feeling of loneliness. There's a feeling of, I need extra TLC right now. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. Any sort of relationship tensions at this time with that opposition to Venus are definitely going to be coming to the surface. And it's not going to be bad. I think it's actually going to be very likely to work it out or see what the next course of action needs to be, whether it is to resolve things or be like, you know what, this is kind of a major issue. This is a deal breaker. Let's deal with it. But yeah, this is a time to prioritize self-care and some sort of spiritual practice with being connected with the self. It also, because the moon is going to be in Pisces and the other aspects we have going on with the full moon in Pisces, it's also going to help you see some things you haven't been able to see about where you want to put your focus externally. Any kind of work you want to do, any kind of investments you want to do, any kind of hands-on project stuff that you're feeling the need to focus on or just have movement with. Sitting still for a hot minute, starting your day with that during this weekend will get you to have some new ideas and insights about that particular kind of work that you haven't been able to see, that could even bring some solutions they didn't know you needed. So it also helps with just being balanced through the chaos of things. Let's see, anything else? Oh, I forgot about that. While the moon is in early degrees Pisces, it's also going to be aspecting Mercury and Jupiter. That's so interesting. Yeah, it's also going to be aspecting Mercury and Jupiter in minor aspects, like the semi-sextiles that I was talking about before. It's just going to really increase, it's going to amplify the what you receive through your intuition, meditation, dream space that will help you with problem solving. So kind of what I was already talking about, but the way that it's aspecting Jupiter and Mercury, that's even more amplified. So just so you know. And then we have the actual full moon in Pisces itself. Like I said, go ahead and check out Patreon. Go ahead and check out Vimeo. And basically, I'm telling you everything you need to know for full moon Pisces, essentially. I'm not getting into nitty gritty like I did over there, but this is about attunement. If you're attuned, you can make your dreams happen. You can make magic this weekend. You can meet people that will catalyze you, activate you, bring some life-changing circumstances your way. You can do some major clearing out, some major wrap-ups, some major healing. It's going to be amazing. Amazing and beautiful. There is a fixed star as well that's really tying all this in as tying all this together. I can never pronounce it. I try so hard. I'm not even going to do it here. I did it on the weekly messages for the week that I'm talking about. Confusion. So I've already tried saying it. I'm not going to try to say it because it's a really hard word for me to say. But this fixed star sits at 18 degrees Pisces. It's in Arabic. That's why it's hard for me to say. And it is literally about being attuned to your inner self during times of fast change. It's exactly what we're experiencing this weekend. Okay. Now the 11th, Sunday, this is where things kind of switch up because the moon moves into Aries, early degrees Aries, and we'll be opposing Mercury and conjunct Jupiter. This is going to really amplify emotions. This is really going to amplify your desires, what it is you want. And it's going to be very fiery because it's Aries, and we're going to want to take action. We're going to want to be very hands-on in the world, and we're going to need that sort of emotional satisfaction from it. We're going to want to move really fast. I was getting a little bit of like aggressive sort of fight-like energy. So just be aware if you're experiencing that, have an outlet. Have some sort of outlet. When we need an outlet for fire, it needs to be something productive or something where the body is doing a lot. So just keep that in mind, especially with that opposition between the moon and Mercury. That's going to create a lot of confusion. So here we have a weekend of getting a lot of clarity and insight and new ideas, mostly from within, mostly from intuition, higher self, etherical means, all of that. It's mostly from there. If we're trying to work just from our mind alone and not from here, we're going to get confused. We're going to get frustrated. We're going to feel this push-pull between the two. You might even feel a fight in your houses. I even have a note here between your house of Aries and your house of Libra. There might be something coming up in both those houses that conflict with each other, and you don't know which way to go. Here, try to work from here. Lean into here. Lean into here. You need it. You need it this weekend. You need it for this full moon. Yeah. So that's all I have to say, astrology-wise. Did I write down degrees? I thought I did. I did. I know I did. Where did it go? Like, what the heck? That's weird. Oh, it's like it wasn't there, then suddenly it was there. Okay, so this weekend, Libra, 5 to 10 degrees. Like I said, you're going to see something pop up there, probably circumstantially or an opportunity of some sort, and it's going to put you into thinking mode. So just make sure you rely here on that. Yeah, it's going to put you into thinking mode. Some of you, I'm actually getting, this is a download. Some of you, I'm actually getting like, you're going to run into a circumstance where you're going to have to be persuasive. You're going to have to convince. You're going to have a conversation where going into it, you know that the person's like, or it almost feels like the person's already made up their mind, and you have to be very crafty in how you persuade them otherwise. Interesting. 15 to 20 degrees, Taurus and Pisces. Lots of change. This is where you're going to see a lot of change and where you're going to have a lot of visions. I'm actually hearing visions. Visions in the context of that specific house. So, for example, if you have Pisces, 15 to 20 degrees Pisces sits in your 10th house, you're probably going to have a lot of downloads and intuitive hits about your career, your home life, what your path is, your legacy, that sort of deal. Or it could go another way where it happens when you're in these kind of environments. So if it is in your 10th house or your 4th house, when you're at home alone is when you're going to be getting the most insight. If it's happening in your 12th house, probably when you're sleeping is probably when you're going to be getting the most insight. So you see what I'm saying here. But that Taurus energy, 15 to 20 degrees, is bringing a lot of change. Again, when I talk about degrees and signs in this context, I'm speaking about your houses, not your planets. I'm speaking about like first house, second house, third house, fourth house, blah, 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 down to the 12th house. For those who are new, that's based off your rising sign. And it'll show you. You can go to astro.com or Cafe Astrology. Cafe Astrology is more beginner friendly, a little bit more like readable, like just to the naked eye. But for those of you who are really into astrology, you probably already know about astro.com. You can do a lot of different charts there. But yeah, watch your house of Taurus. That's where I think physical changes will be happening, like things just coming into your life, people coming into your life, or something going kerfluffle on you, or even where you might want to start a change of some sort will be happening in that house. Okay, Taurus and Pisces. And like I said, on Sunday, watch the Libra Aries house, 5 to 10 degrees, the same one that Mercury is going to be in, the first one that I mentioned. You're going to see some kind of conflict happen there on Sunday and probably the following day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, actually, is what I would say. So this weekend, get your spiritual practice on, some sort of morning or evening or both. Practice to get attuned and grounded and connected so you don't have to get distracted by noise, and get ready for some surprises, get ready for some excitement, get ready for a little bit of an adventurous roller coaster, and just surrender to it. Like, I also was feeling a lot of emotions, romantic, mysterious, very, very watery sort of energies coming up for people. And you might get emotional. You might, have some stuff that just wants to come up. You might just need to cry. You might need to laugh a lot. Just surrender. Just surrender to the ride and try to be in tune with yourself so that you don't get distracted by things that are not really you. Okay? All right. We ready for some cards?
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. This came up on Patreon. But the Uranus North Node, full moon, Chiron sort of stuff, I got this hit of like wanting quality. And I just got reminded of it again as I was writing these notes. So you might experience that. So just so you know, you might on an individual level and even see this collectively. I think we're going to see it like nationwide, statewide, maybe even globally, where there is going to be this emphasis on quality of food supply, quality. And we might see more humanitarian efforts towards that. And hopefully policies, but policies, we know how policies go, right? Anyway, I digress. Okay, we get a little sippy sip. I'm just going to do signs. I'm not going to do collective for the weekend because it feels a little silly to do that, especially since I did a collective message for the week. So we're going to go sign by sign. And now, disclaimer, as we go sign by sign, I'm looking at the astrology based off the rising sign using whole house system. If you don't know what that means, that's totally fine. You don't have to. Now, for me personally, I do look at whole house systems, but I also look at the degree ranges. I look at both. For this context, it's just easier to look at a whole sign system because I'm like, just banging them out basically. And I can't look at your individual charts, right? Everybody's chart is different. That's why I can't look at like specific degrees like that for general signs. But I'm also going to pull cards too. So no matter what, if you don't know your rising sign, that's fine. You can always just go based off the signs you would normally watch or your stelliums or what have you. And you might even have something come up in the astrology portion that might pertain to you. So don't totally throw the baby out the bathwater when it comes to this portion. Okay? All right. So we usually start with Aries. I don't want to start with Aries this time. I want to shake it up. Embrace Uranus. Shake it up. Who are you going to start with? Let's start with Pisces. No, that's like essentially starting with Aries. Let's start in the middle. Let's start with Libra. Okay. I got to watch the time too. I've been so bad about that lately. All right. So for my Libras, let's see what houses are we looking at for my Libras. Okay. Let's see. Mercury's in the first. Aries is 7th. So Pisces is 6th. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Dirter. Right, so that's the moon. That's Jupiter. It's also Chiron. And then we have Taurus in the 8th, and that's, oh God, Uranus and North Node. Oh my. Wow. So there's a couple different things I'm getting here from my Libras, astrologically speaking. And I just got reminded about yesterday. There is like a shadowy energy here, but it's not going to last. It's fleeting, and it's to get you to see that you don't have to live in the shadows. This is something I actually went over yesterday. You don't have to live in the shadows. You don't have to live in darkness. Like, you can be out in the light. You can appreciate the mundane. Sorry, let's go there. You can appreciate the mundane, the more like human part of life. There's magic in being human. We're all human. We're all having a human experience. I know we struggle sometimes with that, but it is just true. No matter how spiritual anybody gets or ascends or what have you, we're all still humans, and we still need to respect the fact that we're having a human experience. And you can find magic there. You can find simplicity there. You can find peace in that, and fun. There's fun. There's fun to be had being human. There's downs too, but there's a lot of ups. But that's what I'm getting from my Libras. Now I'm also getting some relationship stuff too. I mean, Aries is 7th house here. There's release. Okay, wow, thank you. There's a releasing of how you have handled relationships and what has been done to you within relationships, what you've been carrying around emotionally from past relationships. And I actually feel almost like a speaking up. I feel like you're actually going to be utilizing your voice quite a bit. Definitely not people pleasing anymore, but you're exercising your voice more, being more commanding, being more assertive where you need to be. And it's really cool. I actually really, really like that for you. I really like that for you. Why am I hearing South Node? I'm hearing South Node for some reason. Obviously, that's going to be person to person. There's something about South Node. Right now, the South Node's in Scorpio, but I don't feel like it's about the current South Node. I feel like it's something about your personal South Node. Whoever's listening to this, you might need to check up on that just to see if there's anything aspecting it. Oh, thank you, especially if it's in Taurus. If your South Node, your natal South Node is in Taurus, completion. There's a full circle happening there with understanding Taurus energy, appreciating what you already have appreciating what you already know about Taurus energy. But I do feel for you, there's actually a very deep transformation happening there, like a reform. Thank you. That's the best word. A reform of how you look at money, a reform of how you look at comfort, where it's not so black and white. You're finding a good middle ground there. Like I'm actually hearing the devil card. I'm hearing devil card is what I'm hearing, where it doesn't have to be an extreme, like debauchery, devilish, addictive, overindulgent energy. And it doesn't have to be this extreme, rigid, practical sense of comfort either. There's a good middle that you can have. I feel like there's almost been this like so specific. I don't know who needs to hear this. Whoever this is for, again, I feel like your South Node is Taurus. There's been almost like a fear where you didn't trust yourself to handle like comfort and indulgence and money, all that like very heavy Venusian energy, because it's like you see it as being extremes. Like if I'm not rigid enough, I'm going to fall off the rails. There's a middle that can be had here, and you're going to be learning that during this weekend, and I think mostly under the full moon Pisces. Wow. Okay. All right. So Libra, let's pull a card for you. What deck are we going to use? Ooh, yeah. We're going to do Runic Tarot. I'm just going to try to keep it to a card or two, but y'all know how that goes. So I'm going to try my best. Can I get a card for Libra? Can I get her for Libra for this weekend, please? I feel like you're going to get a Venus card. Either a Venus card or Queen of Swords is what I'm feeling. I'm definitely feeling a feminine vibe. Which I guess Venus or Queen of Swords would literally be you. So I just realized, it's like, oh yeah, duh. That's like literally Libra. Can I get a card for Libra, please? Come on. Can I get a card for Libra? Ooh, you did get an air card, Eight of Swords. So remember what I was saying? It's like there's this feeling of like, especially for my South Node Tauruses who are Libra, specifically Libra rising. There's this feeling of like I can't trust myself with things. Like I can't trust myself. I can't trust myself. I can't trust myself with Venus like aspects, things that feel good, comforts, coziness, eating, drinking, buying things, materials, that sort of deal, right? So that's definitely there. What is this with letting go? Some of you also feel like it's hard to actually give yourself permission to put down really deep things. I feel like this is probably for those of you who have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. So it's literally what I'm getting. It's like if I put the deep things down, if I put the deep spiritual things down, I'm gonna fall off the rails. Yeah, there's this feeling that I'm getting with you, Libras. Like there's a deep-seated fear for a lot of you, and this might not pertain to everybody, but for a lot of you, I'm just feeling that's coming up this weekend of if I give myself permission, if I get myself to relax, if I get myself to get a little bit more loose on structure and have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more fun, that I'm gonna mess up or I'm gonna fail or I'm gonna lose. Like that's literally what I'm getting with you. So there's definitely fear-based thinking going on here, Libra, that you're gonna have to confront this weekend, and again, predominantly under the full moon Pisces. Okay. All right. Scorpio. Actually, I'm gonna put you over here. Make it easy. Scorps. Hi, Scorps. Let's see where everything is for you. So that would be 12. Yeah. It's like, how does this go? Right. 12. Hold on, guys. I don't know why I'm like double guessing myself. Chiron, 6 hours. Right. That makes sense. Okay. Duh. Udder. Okay. All right, Scorpios. Again, looking at astrology for Scorpio rising, but there could still be something in here for you. Scorps of all kinds. Ooh. Wow. Relationships and self-image. Self-image is coming through really strong for my Scorp risings here. How you put yourself out in the world, how you're seen, how you even socialize, how you relate to yourself in the way that you also relate to other people. That seems really, really big here. Hold on, what is this? This is so Scorpio. I'm also getting a probing. So Scorpio. Probing of the mind. You might find during this time that it's actually a lot easier. I think this actually bring you comfort with how you're showing up in the world. Scorpios, you're going to experience a heightened ability to probe into people's minds, okay? Into their minds, into their souls, into their energy. And I think actually for some of you it might be uncomfortable, but I think it's also going to help you to have such a better understanding of the people you're dealing with, that you can actually gain insight on on yourself in that same context. So getting it a couple different ways here. So some of you guys are definitely going to be facing some big changes in your own insecurities around relationships and being in the spotlight and all of that. But at the same time, you're being able to confront that because you're also getting a comfortable assist with being able to probe into people. So if you need to find out anything this weekend, if you've been suspecting that anybody's been holding shit back from you, you can probably get it out of them this weekend. Just saying, from one Scorpio to another. Just saying. It's funny. It's really funny, actually. What else is here? There is an indulgent energy that I'm getting too. Be careful here, Scorpios. I feel like you might be indulging a little bit more into your darkness, which isn't bad. Do you? If you have embraced your darkness, embrace it more and have fun with it, because I feel like there's a lot of fun to be had there. Just be very mindful, because Aries is your sixth house. So I think you might find that you're going to start that and it's going to feel really great. And then it's going to like hit you out of nowhere. Like, oh, wait a minute. This is triggering me. This is bringing up bad memories. This is actually not feeling so great. Or you might even feel like you're going to end up making a mistake. Some of you might feel like if you indulge too much in these some of you might experience indulging in these darker impulses, these darker desires of yours. It feels like passionate indulgences. I'm honestly feeling like sex, drinking, that sort of stuff, partying, only to regret it later. Or feel like, oh my God, I totally fell off the wagon. So just be mindful there. So a lot of stuff going on for my Scorpios this weekend. Let's go ahead and pull a card. Watch it be the devil card. Just saying. Watch it be the devil card or the tower. I feel like it might be a major, but we'll see. We'll see. I feel strong passion, Scorpio. I do. I feel strong passion and a lot of facing of fear. But literally, it's easier for you because you're getting a psychic assist, which is so funny to me. It's like, of course, a Scorpio would be able to do that even more so because they can just probe into people easier. Hey, I'm a Scorpio. I get it. I totally get it. Can I get a card for my Scorps, please, for the weekend? Can I get a card for my Scorpios for the weekend? Oh, am I taking all of these? Oh, don't make me take all of these. You guys got a lot. Not surprising. So first of all, hold on. Sorry. Knight of Wands. The Tower. What did I say? I was like, watch the Tower come out. This is explosive. Look at all that fire. Look at all that heat. Look at all that passion. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Wow. Oh my God, it's exactly what I was saying. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Sun. So talking about these first, this is you just totally giving in. Totally giving in to those darker impulses. Being very, like, fearless. Like I said, fearless. Like, you're doing things that normally you'd feel uncomfortable with socially. Relationships, dating, outings, things like that. I feel like you're even taking a little bit of risk here. You're being a little bit of a daredevil this weekend. And it's causing change for you. And I think because this weekend is also ripe with opportunity and Jupiter is at play, this is going to work out really nicely for you, Scorpio. Just be careful, though. Like I said, with Aries in the sixth house, if you go too hard, you could end up feeling like you could regret something or make a mistake or a misstep. So indulge and enjoy all of that. Just keep tabs on yourself every once in a while. And then after that Tower, we get this evaluation. Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Sun. There's a new ray of hope coming in here when it comes to your old memories, your old patterns, and your past. I do feel like, even though this is Pentacle related, I feel like you're being very introspective about how you have been in relationships and how you have been maybe restrictive with yourself about being seen in public and being fully seen with people. Scorpios, for some of you, I feel like you're actually reminiscing a little. And I think this might trigger the wapa. I think it might trigger that energy where I'm feeling like you guys are remembering when you did indulge a lot in darker stuff, in darker impulses. And when I say dark, I don't mean bad. I mean the parts of you that people might be uncomfortable with, the parts of you that run really deep, the more taboo, eighth house-like scorpionic parts of you. And you had fun. You made mistakes, but you had fun. And it's like there's something about feeling that spark from that again, just from remembering it, that I think really motivates you to just go at it. Embrace that fire again. And it's showing you a lot. Oop, focus. It's bringing you more insight, more clarity into who you were and who you are now, and how you can also still have that fun and fire moving forward, but you can be more seen with people and you can be more vulnerable in relationships. You can also be more, what's the word? Passionate. Oh, Scorpio. Some of you guys have been taught to be afraid of your fire. Some of you have been taught to be afraid of your power and your sexual energy. What makes you Scorpio? You've learned to tone it down for the sake of other people. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. Wow. Of course, Scorps, you get an epic reading. Oh, I feel like I need a cold shower now. All right. Saggies. Get all this astrology down. Ooh. Oh, God, so many things. So many things. How do I organize this verbally? Okay, so Saggy, one big thing that's coming in here, responsibility. Responsibility, accountability, integrity, being on top of your shit, having an organized life, having an organized way of being a little less impulsive is coming in here, but it's also happening through domestic. It's happening through domestic. So I feel like you are going to be healing some things around family, around home life that make you feel not accountable, that make you feel like you're not responsible or can't be responsible enough. Like there's some self-worth stuff coming in there. It also ties into kind of very similar to Scorpio, which isn't shocking because it's your neighbor. Also ties into a social component here. It's like I just keep getting this like big, like almost like a cycle of I feel like I'm not responsible enough, not accountable enough. I don't feel organized enough. And as you go out in the world and deal with people, people kind of treat you that way, or it feels like people don't accept you or don't take you seriously. And then it circles back to home and domestic, where I can feel like deep issues there. I can feel unsteadiness. I can feel insecurity. And that just kind of exacerbates this feeling of I'm not accountable, I'm not responsible. And it's like, it circles and circles and circles and circles. I just keep getting this big cycle with you. Communication's big here. So while you're having this reflection of this cycle, perpetual cycle of, home life is exacerbating your feelings of worthiness, integrity, and accountability. And so therefore you probably do struggle with those things, and you go out in the world and then that exacerbates and that doesn't go well. And you feel kind of insecure and small. And then it's like circle, 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 circle. Wrapped up in that is also this feeling of people just don't see you for Sag. People don't get that you work in your way and you work in a way that is best for you, and it might not be the standard way, which is okay, but that's part of the wounding. Okay, that's part of the wounding. Anyway, so coming back to communication is going to be major for you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of insight and understanding as to how your communication has played a role in this, and how you can actually communicate to people differently to get people to understand and have those boundaries with people that this is what I've struggled with. This is who I am. It doesn't make me a lesser person. It doesn't make me a lesser person. There's also an understanding that's coming in here too, Sag, for you. The kind of people that you really should be around, the kind of people that will actually support you and will actually hear you out and be there for you and respect who you are as a person, and that you do work a little bit to your own drum. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think I picked up on this before. I feel like you're one of the signs that might have a move coming up. Like a move coming up, or a big shift in your reality in that way. Like either like your social group is going to change drastically or your home is going to change drastically. It's all about a support system is going to change drastically for you, because you're going to realize you don't have the support system you need right now. And it feels like it's social or domestic, one or the other or both. Okay. All right, Saggies, let's get a card for you. Can I get a card for my Saggies, please? Can I get a card for my Saggies? Oh, for the weekend. I feel like you're actually wanting to party. I just saw balloons. I feel like you're wanting to be with people. I feel like you're wanting to have fun this weekend. And then I can feel it. And then this bit of insecurity comes up, not being so sure. And then there's this like nagging question of responsibility. But I don't even think that's you. I think that's been the influence of family, of other people that don't see how you operate and don't see what you actually need as far as support is concerned. And so it's like, it's this like really annoying nagging feeling. So you might feel kind of torn. I'm also getting this too, Sag. And again, this not all these messages are for everybody. It's just things I'm picking up for Sag Collective. I heard the word impress. You don't got to impress anybody. You don't have to impress anybody. Just be down to earth with people. Just be real with people. And people who are your people will find you and keep talking to you and keep hanging out with you. But if you try to impress people, it's not authentic. It's not authentic. It comes off as arrogant or fluff. And then people don't really want to hang out, even if they are your people. But they wouldn't know that they're your people because you're just trying to impress, right? Instead of being real. So that's something that's coming through. Hi, kitty cat. Can I get a card for Saggy? Are you going to lay down? Okay. Okay, but don't knock anything over. I'll move over here. Can I get a card for Saggy for this weekend? You got two. Ooh, yeah, there it is. 2 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. Remember I was saying you were going to feel kind of torn. Do I do this or do I do that? And you got the 7 of Swords around it. 7 of Swords is illusion and deceit. It can be manipulation, but that's what I'm saying. It's like the voices you're listening to, this goes into the weekend message. Are you listening to your inner compass? Are you listening to the noise? Noise or compass, noise or compass, noise or compass. This tells me that the noise is very prominent in your head and around you, and you're having trouble getting into your inner compass. So, Saggy, of all the signs so far that I've done readings for this weekend, I would, if I were you, I'd really prioritize some introspective meditation time and get away from the noise because it's not helping you. You know what's crazy? Are his eyes blocked out? Oh my God, I never noticed that. Hold on. I don't know if you can see. Oh, look at that. His eyes are like scratched out. That's so crazy. I never noticed that before. So stay aware, Sag. Okay. All right, moving on to Capricorn. Oh my God, you're so cute. He literally is laying down and he just had his head like resting on like 3 decks with his eyes closed, just like that. Just so cute. Anyway, sorry. Cat mom. All right. Ooh. All right, Cappies. Is that right? Yeah, that's got to be right. Yes, that's right. Okay. Oh. Wow. Capricorns, you guys are looking pretty good here. Wow. Yeah, Capricorns, you're looking pretty good. You're going to be getting some really cool opportunities. Capricorn, I see opportunities for dating. I see opportunities for business. I see opportunities for moving house even. I see a lot of that. I also feel like you're going to be in major logistics mode. I see a lot of planning, a lot of orchestrating, and it's cool. It's really cool. I'm so excited for you. Some of you guys might have a serious change in direction. Some of you guys, you're going to be hit by like out of the blue with crazy, crazy opportunities. Oh, Cappies, it's on. It's on, Cappies. It's on. Some of you might even, some of you might get in the spotlight, and I don't just mean little spotlight, like awards, recognition, but maybe even like the public eye. Some of you might get more public eye exposure or be put in the public eye for the first time. Very cool. I feel like you're actually going to get most of your ideas by engaging with other people, talking with people, and getting a lot of downloads that way. a lot of downloads, and like almost like people are going to activate you even more. So spend time with people. They're going to activate you and they're going to inspire you, and they're going to trigger downloads like crazy. And those downloads are going to help you with some of these new opportunities that are coming in, especially for business, especially projects. And it looks like fire. It looks fire. Looks amazing. It looks amazing. Some of you have been in a rut. I'm also getting that too. That rut is over. It's over. I do also see some healing communications with intimate relationships. So people that you would consider family. I'm getting consider family, not just like blood relation, people you actually consider family, especially people that you haven't spoken to from your past for a while. Like calling up old friends, calling up old coworkers that you haven't spoken to in a bit. I'm getting a lot of that. And it's something about it that's very soothing for the soul. It's almost calming for you. And I feel like it's actually inviting a lot more love into your life. Oh, Capricorns, you guys are amazing this weekend. There's also, again, full moon energy too. You can look at it that way. All right. Can I get a card for my Capricorns? I wouldn't be surprised if you get 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Oh, buddy. I wish you guys could see him because he's just so adorable. Can I get a card for Capricorns? He's literally cuddling up with the cards. He literally pulled a card in like this. I'm sorry. It's adorable. I'm sorry. I'm focused. Card for Capricorns. My Capricorns have to look, excuse you, forward to. There it is, coming in hot and fast with the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. This is news and information coming in, being delivered to you. You might, and again, I do feel like you're reaching out to people, but this I feel like is rushing towards you hella fast. I want to get one more. Can I get one more for my Capricorns? 2 of Cups. Big soul mate energy. I'm actually hearing contract. Big soul contract energy here. So people are coming in, man, to Capricorn's life. Everybody's meeting the Capricorns this weekend. And this is actually more so people who've had their eye on you. People who've had you in mind, okay? I do feel business opportunities. I feel romantic opportunities. With the fact that it's a Knight of Swords, though, I would be aware that somebody might be a little bit more like they just want you to sign on the dotted line. So I'd really ask a lot of questions, especially if this is business related, about everything that is entailed there. Because there's a little bit of a fast, like I want to get this done. I want to seal the deal. I need to seal the deal with Capricorn, and we need to do this now. Even though there's a 2 of Cups there's definitely like a bond. They're not doing it super softly. It's very persuasive. It's very fast. It's very in the face. It's very like, I need to seal the deal with the Capricorn today. Oh, Cappies. That felt amazing. I want to send that energy all day. All right. My Aquas. Hi, Aquas. How you guys doing? Let's see how you guys are doing. Are you guys working hard? Something about you feels like you're working really hard. Let's see here. Are you learning not to work hard? Wait a minute. Oh. Aquas, you're already very independent people, but I can see that there's a very in-depth understanding and introspection on what your current level of independence is now. I'm getting a big financial independence with this. I feel this desire to break away. I feel this desire for like a total clean slate, something new. I feel like there's also this recognition too, where you've had some reliance on talking to people, having a lot of acquaintances, a lot of friends, a lot of doors, where you're used to having a lot of doors open, and where I think you're coming to this thought. I'm going to say thought. I'm not going to say understanding, because I don't know if I agree with this entirely. But this thought that something about that you've been kind of codependent on. And you want to break away from that, from relying on that and being even more completely reliant on the self. I feel a big spiritual experience coming up for you too. Something with your belief systems is evolving. It's evolving, it's changing, and it's going to help you to establish this new foundation for yourself that is even more independent than you were before. You've always been an independent thinker. That has not been your problem. So, you're an Aquarius. It's never a problem for an Aquarius. But I can feel it. There's something about codependency, which is kind of surprising to me for an Aquarius, but we're all human. We all got stuff. Like codependency on having a lot of doors open with a lot of people, or maybe even straight up addictions and codependencies. And you want to be rid of that. You don't want to rely on that anymore. And it's directly relating to your financial foundation as well. Some of you might have been spending time taking care of family, and you want less time of doing that. That's also something I'm seeing here. Some of you might actually move house. Some of you might actually be getting a home opportunity for your own place, like actually buying a home or buying your first home, or like moving out of a family home. You understand what I'm saying? Something that's more yours, something that requires more independence and also more focus. I'm feeling like there's a very rigid discipline that's also coming in here with this shift for you. Yeah, yours feels very serious, very serious. Yeah. Something about these acquaintances. I just keep getting pulled into that even more. You don't like the superficiality of it. You also don't like that. For those in that boat, it's like there's a reliance there for some of you, and others, and again, take this as resonates. Yeah, like the superficiality of it, like who's really there for me? Why do I have all these doors open if these relationships are not deep enough for people to actually be there, for people to show up, to have deep conversations with, to go in on big opportunities with people? And it takes up space, right? Interesting. Aqua, your reading's very interesting. Let's get some cards for you. Can I get a card for Aquarius for the weekend? Can I get a card for Aquarius for the weekend? Oh, wow. So we have Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands, all fire. There's also a Two of Wands energy here, which tells me that you're actually more at the two of making some decisions. And you're very motivated. You're very motivated for something new, for something different. And again, it's this new foundation that I'm feeling that you want, this new level of independence that you want, this less of a reliance on either codependent behaviors and addictions, or codependency on having so many doors open with so many people. And it's interesting too, because I'm also feeling there's so many doors open with these acquaintances, and you're keeping it that way because there's almost this feeling of there's always more people. Like if something goes south, let's get into this. This is going to apply for some of you, not all of you. I'm feeling definitely some insecurities here. Some insecurities, some shame, some guilt about how you see yourself or how you've acted in like relationships when things get kind of close. Having so many acquaintances, it's like hedging your bets. It's hedging your bets with people, that people will at least always be there. Like this idea that people, like if you have people in your life and they're acquaintances, then they must like you to some extent. But you're realizing they're not deep. So is it even real? Do they even actually know you? Could they know you enough to even say that they like you or would support you? Wow. Facing some big stuff there. But you're ready. You're ready for new horizons here. You're really at the Two of Wands. I can feel that. You're really at the Two of Wands though. Okay. Pisces. Fishy fishies. And then I think on Aries, I'll change the deck just because we've had so many cards come out. All right, Pisces. Let's see where everything is for you. Oh. God, Pisces. This feels dense. Just being honest. This feels really dense. You definitely have intuition and psychic awareness on your side here. There's no question about that. But I keep feeling like being put in really uncomfortable places, like this weekend and under the full moon, with having to be part of the world. It's like I hate saying it like that. Like I feel like I'm looking at a chart and placements for Pisceans that are comfortable with water. They're comfortable with emotion. They're comfortable being in the spiritual world of things and being in the untouchable parts of the world. But I feel like this weekend you're going to be asked to show up in the physical world, in earthly matters, material matters, practical matters, in ways where you really have to be present. And I feel like almost like you have to answer for things is how it feels. And it feels really uncomfortable, but it's to show you that you can do it. It's to show you that, you know, the gift of Pisces is that you do kind of see all and you can see past all of these material things and physical things. But it's made you very uncomfortable with them because you can see past them so clearly. And I do feel this pressure. I do feel almost like this outside pressure, like eyes on you, like you need to answer for some things and own up to some things, be on top of some things, be accountable for certain things that are purely material, earthly. And I can feel a major discomfort happening there. Major. I feel like you're also going to be learning a lot. I feel like because you're going to be put in this place of pressure, you're going to be put in this position where it's like, okay, I finally need to learn how to do this. I finally need to understand all the ins and outs so I can be responsible and I can be accountable and I can answer for this. It's kind of like Sag a little bit, actually. It's interesting. I do feel like finances are playing a role here for you a little bit. I don't know if it's taxes. I don't know if some guys are dealing with like a bad tax situation. Oh, maybe it is. You don't want to talk about it. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I do feel like you're going to get some help, though. I feel like you might meet people this weekend under the full moon that might surprise you in just being willing to help you and teach you or give you little tidbits here and there. But I do feel research. I feel like researching and trying to figure things out and being of the physical world and not being so much in just like the spiritual, psychic, detached part, part of existing here. Oh, excuse me. There's something else coming up. Hold on, let me get into this. Something with communication. Something with communication. Saying the wrong thing. I don't know if this is coming up. Saying the wrong thing. Some of you might really struggle with that. Saying the wrong thing to the wrong people at the wrong time. I feel like that might even get a little harder with Mercury retrograding. There's just something about it that feels awkward. There's an awkwardness to it, so that might play a role. Anyway, let's pull some cards for Pisces. Can I get a card for Pisces, please? For the weekend. I'm getting Justice card. It's not out here, but I'm just picking up on that energy of the Justice card. Yeah, again, it's like you have to answer for some material earthly matters, like legal stuff, taxes, money, work, like things that require obligation and responsibility, maybe even paperwork. And you're just like, I don't want to. Don't make me. Please don't make me. Can I get a card for Pisces, please? It's going to help you level up in your maturity, but also it's going to show you what you are actually capable of that you thought you weren't capable of. So it might, growing pains for sure, but it's beneficial. We got 2. 3 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. That 2 of Swords is super resistant. Felt a lot of resistance on that 2 of Swords. I mean, you might have Moon in Libra, Moon in Cancer. Yeah, a lot of resistance with that 2 of Swords. It's almost like it's like if you engage in social stuff or fun or play, like, it's all about the feeling good. It's the feeling good. It's the high times. It's being connected to that emotional part of you, right? That very fluid part of you. But there's resistance because you're being tugged elsewhere. Like something in you's like, hey, 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 have you taken care of this? Hey, hey, have you taken care of that? That's literally what I'm feeling. I'm also getting too that for some of you, there might be this circumstance where you're invited to something. And if you go, like, someone's going to ask you about something that you need to be accountable for and you haven't been. Like, you've been a little, like, not super responsible about it. It's interesting. It's very interesting. You kind of feel a little bit like you can't have as much fun as you normally would. But that's because there's this pressure and sense of responsibility that's coming in for you, which is not bad. It's to show you can do it. It's to show you can do both. So don't fight it. Oh, cute. Don't fight it. Just surrender to it. Okay? All right. I'm thinking I'm going to change out the deck to do the other 6. Let's see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let's do Aries. Ooh. Oh God, Aries. Yours looks rough. Maybe it's not as rough as I think. No, it's a little not super fun. So Aries, for you, big transformation, big closeouts of karmic circumstances, karmic cycles, death process. Like I feel like I'm looking at your stuff and I'm like, death card. Like for one card to describe it, death. Okay, death card. You're gonna be getting you're gonna actually, I think you've been wanting these changes. Wanting changes around your financial situation, your house situation. There's this feeling of the way you've been living your life, the structure of it, the value system, all of it is outdated. Like it's not sustainable anymore. It's not sustaining the person that you are becoming, and it needs to change. And I think you've been wanting that change for a bit, and I think it's finally coming. But with this change comes death and rebirth, right? Comes death and rebirth. There's definitely going to be a needing to face the self, being really honest with the self of who you really are. And I also want to emphasize this because I meant to say this in the imposter syndrome video. What you do is not who you are. I don't know why we've all been programmed to think that with our society. What you do is not who you are. They are 2 very distinctly different things. Okay? They might correlate. There might be some similarities, but what you do is not who you are. And Aries, you're all about do. You're all about taking action and taking initiative. And so for you, that line is very muddied, just innately, right? But there's a difference. There's a difference here. And with Pisces being in your 12th house and the full moon going through your 12th house, that to me is wrap up, let it go, heal it out, and move on. That's what that says to me. You're going to be getting a lot of dream stuff. No gardening stuff. No, don't start again. Been having gardening noises all morning, and it actually delayed me a lot in my own schedule. Anyway, coming back to you. The dream space, dream time is going to be crazy for you. So make sure you do keep a dream journal. You might even experience some astrology. You might experience some telepathy, but it's all to help you through this process. Okay. It's all going to help you through this process. Now, because you are going through this process of a change of self, a big transformation of self, of course, that's going to affect your relationships. Okay. I'm getting a couple different things. I'm getting this tug of war between Do I show up for that person or do I keep focusing on me? There's this pull of selfish or selfless, selfish or selfless, selfish or selfless. I think you're going to get really frustrated with it, like come Sunday, Monday, like the 11th and the 12th, maybe even I'm feeling strong Tuesday too. I don't know what else is going on Tuesday. Just know that that's there and that's present. How you express yourself, how you assert yourself in relationships is also going to be changing, but I think this is also for weeks to come. I think it's also going to be a big part of Mars retrograde for you. Yeah. Yeah. Big part of Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde. So for the next 6 months, Aries, specifically for my Aries risings, how you communicate and assert your thoughts, your feelings within relationships based off of how you see yourself, which again, what you do is not who you are. Understanding this distinction, the next 6 months, your life is going to be about that. The death process, I feel like, is going to kick this whole process off. And I think this whole process is going to be about a rebirth and establishing that new version of yourself and new ways of communicating. I think is really what the 6 months is going to be about. The death process feels like it's happening now. Okay. Eclipse season is coming too. Eclipse season is not far behind. So keep that in mind as well. All right. Okay. So what deck are we going to use for the next 6? God, I just love that runic tarot though. Stick with it? Okay, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with the runic tarot. Can I get a card for Aries for the weekend? Damn it, I knew that was going to break. Damn it. You're lucky I love you. Okay. Card for Aries. Should have grabbed it. Anyway, Aries. Can I get a card for Aries? There's a card out here, but I can't see it yet. I just picked up on this too. Some of you guys might have a tower moment when it comes to your job or your financial situation or your housing. It's happening for a reason. You can't. I think it's something you can't even fight, honestly. But you're going to want to fight it. It might suck, but you're going to get through it, and there's going to be a reason that's happening. Oh, we got 7 of Cups. I'm going to pull another one for you. 7 of Cups is options, and it can be confusion and fantasy, getting a little overwhelmed by that. And again, that Pisces energy is going to hit you hard because you have Pisces 12th house. It's going to be a little more amplified for you than it is for other people. And it's also going to be reflected in the first house with Aries, because Aries is also supporting that Piscean energy for this full moon and this weekend. So yeah, this is a lot. There's a lot coming at you. There's a lot coming your way intuitively, psychically, even in your own physical environment. But it is for the sake of change. Okay. This is going to be shrouded with change that you've been wanting. So make sure you are connected to your inner compass. This is the weekend message, right? So that you can navigate the options and the changes. Can I get one more for Aries? you got 4 more. Oh, the Magician. Yes, we love it. Magician, King of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Wow. And the 9 of Cups. You're going to be just fine. Aries, you're going to be just fine. I see you understanding what it is you really want. Understanding what it is you want and who you really are. That King of Cups is a master of emotions. It's a master of the psychic self. You can even argue the higher self to some extent. Master of the heart space, master of what you feel and what you know inside of yourself, especially with the Magician right next to it. Magician is alchemy. It's that capability of causing change in accordance with what it is you really want. That Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, that's formulating a new idea, a new path that leads towards your emotional fulfillment, your personal happiness and contentment for the self. But it is coming in after the 7 of Cups, which if you get to that place of the King of Cups and you really listen to your inner compass, you're going to be just fine. Okay. All right. Taurus. Oh God, it's 1:30. I might have to do this in 2 parts. I don't want to though. I really don't want to, and I don't want to be late. Okay. Wow. Activation City. Holy crap. So, Taurus, what's cool that I'm seeing for you is like you are getting hella activated. Went a little NorCal for a second. Um, you're getting hella activated. It might be a little challenging. You might have some stuff that might threaten your feeling of safety, like just an internal feeling of like, are things okay? Are they okay? But it's going to be fleeting and it's going to be amazing and magical for you because I do see that there's a lot of hope and optimism coming in for you as well as these changes start to happen and shake things up for you. This insecure, I'm also getting an insecurity for you, an insecurity that you may have been having. What is this? Around the unknown. Thank you. Insecurities around the unknown. Those are going to be challenged, but they're going to go away. I feel like all of this is going to like hit you like, and make you really uneasy. And then it's going to alleviate really quickly. I feel a lot of creative ideas. I feel a lot of innovation is coming in too to help you with this, to help you adapt. Thank you. Sorry, it's coming in really fast now. To help you adapt, help you to problem solve. The key I'm also getting is just in having a structured time, disciplined time. I'm seeing a lot of that. Making sure that you're living a balanced life, like you're having your spiritual time, you're having your work time, you're cooking your meals, your life is full of high quality aspects, but you're maintaining everything. You're juggling things just fine. You're going to figure out the juggle when these changes happen, when this shift happens for you. Yeah. I also really recommend that you spend time with people if you can. You might need some alone time first when these like changes first hit you, when the shift first hits you and makes you feel very uncomfortable. But with this discomfort with the unknown, you're going to find comfort in other people. They're going to help you to feel better about this. I feel like a big like group of interest. Like I don't know if this is like a meetup thing or it's like a religious group of some kind, or like you're on a sports team and it's like that group. Like there's a group of interest, an interest group that I think is going to be giving you some comfort, especially if you let yourself open up to them during this time. But the key is in your daily life. The key is in how are you structuring your time and your discipline, and are you doing everything that you need to be okay and to be taken care of? There's a big change of self here. There's a big change of self because you're also not going to be worrying about the same things. Got a lot coming in for you. You're not going to be worrying about the same things that you were before. Getting more comfortable with the unknown is also getting more comfortable with the part of yourself that is spiritual and is emotional and is your own internal void. And you're not going to be as worried about things that could go wrong. Acceptance. There's a big acceptance energy here with you. Acceptance, but having like the awareness to have that masculine component of life and be like, okay, things still need to get done and I still need to be organized. But things are what they are, and I can take my hands off the wheel and not be in such control mode, and things are just going to happen, and I can always adapt because you're very adaptable. Fixed earth sign. Embracing change, not having control is a big part of this for you too. Okay, let's get a card for Taurus. Can I get a card for Taurus, please? Can I get a card for Taurus for the weekend? Let's see here. Ooh, yes. Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. 2 8s there, very synchronistic. That Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles screams work. It screams forging, trying to do. That Queen of Swords, though, that Queen of Swords is not doing. That Queen of Swords is sitting back and reflecting and receiving, which is exactly what you need to do. So spend a little time in hermit mode if you need to understand the shift that's happening, understand changes that are happening, understand how you need to adapt, and understand that there's only so much within your control. You'll take action when you need to, when you can, when you need to adapt. but you also need to take time to just ground, to sit, to chill, to process, to understand. Okay? Eight of Pentacles is also Virgo energy, and that's where I'm kind of also getting this like the zen of consistent, mundane, everyday work and routine is key. It's key. It's key to your adaptability. You can always change your routine. It's funny because like it's finding like a fixed consistency out of a situation that's changing. You can always change your consistency. It's very fascinating. Anyway, very, very cool. Okay. No gardening. No gardening. Stay away. Stay away. All right. No. Guys, I'm gonna have to do this in 2 parts again. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to come back later to finish this. Between the gardening noises, and I'm actually gonna be running late really soon. It's time. I'm probably just gonna stitch these together though, and not do a 2-part video like I did last time. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a note here. Start with Gemini. Okay, guys. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome to part 2. So we're just going to pick up where we left off with Gemini. So Geminis, what's going on for you this weekend? Looking at what's going on for you, you know, I was sitting here and I was double checking. I'm like, oh yeah, Pisces is here, Taurus is here, and Mercury's going to be there. And you know, I just got this feeling with you that you kind of have a difficulty in believing in the impossible, or believing in that dreams can really be a reality. There's like a very cynical energy that I was getting with you, and I think that's something you're going to be confronted with during this weekend and during this this Pisces full moon. Okay, watch your health. Watch your health. Some of you might get a little bit of a smackdown by spirit, and you know, you might get sick, or you might like get an injury of some kind, like something that makes you physically have to sit down and like make you reflect on some things and be still for a little bit. But in the stillness, in the moments of quiet, in the moments of introspection, I do feel like there's pain being confronted. And it is from like this cynical place of dreams and wishes are just that. They're just fantasy. They're not real. And there's like almost like your inner child's kind of sad about that, because you are Gemini. Gemini, they're the children of the zodiac. They have a very childlike energy. And while you have very childlike energy, you guys are creative and you guys are imaginative, but it's not quite like a Pisces, right? Like you don't go full throttle into believing things you can't see or learn about or touch. You'll be creative and imaginative, but you won't like believe in unicorns necessarily. Kind of going like to that realm of like nothing's impossible. Like for you, you need a little bit of some sort of backing to confirm that something is actually a reality. And you're going to be confronted with that, I think, during this weekend. What else is coming up here for you? Scared me. I didn't know what that noise was. Oh, hey, kitty cat. Of course, you want to sit right here, don't you? On top of my notes. Excuse you. You could chill there. That's fine. This cat, I love him so much. He's the best. Anyway, coming back to you, Geminis. I'm really drawn to the Mercury energy for you. That's going to be going through your 5th house in Libra. I feel like you're going to get stopped a lot. I have this feeling of like gas break, gas break, gas break, gas break when it comes to being social and like having fun, like trying to kind of even be like your very normal Gemini self and like playful and a little mischievous, and something's going to stop you. Be careful of your communication as well. That might be part of the struggle you're coming across, like hitting a wall with communication with some people here. Yeah, I just feel like the universe is trying to sit you down. Honestly, Gemini, I feel like the universe is trying to make you stop, trying to make you reflect, trying to make you feel, and kind of get into. His tail keeps moving my notes. Clyde. Sorry, guys. It's funny because I feel like he's being mischievous with me. He's a Pisces, though. Anyway, Yeah, there's this need to surrender to that very Piscean energy, the yin energy, your inner void space, and kind of sit there and quiet. And I feel like you don't really want to. And I feel like you're going to keep getting into circumstances this weekend and during the full moon in Pisces, which is a 2-week period, that's going to keep making you sit down. Like, no, sit still, reflect, be with yourself here. And again, be careful because that could come in the form of health. All right, so let's go ahead and get a card for you. And that is very limited space out of my desk because there's a cat on it. Can I get a card for Gemini, please? Really? I wish you guys could see him. He's literally trying to take up as much space as physically possible. He's literally pushing my arm off the desk right now. Can I get a card for my Geminis for the weekend, please, for September 9th to the 11th? I'm getting like Hanged Man Tower vibes. Yeah, I really keep feeling like I'm going to go and do something. No, I'm not. I'm going to go hang out with this person. Oh, apparently that didn't go so well. Like, I'm going to go out and do this. Oh, no, I got sick. It's like I keep feeling that with you. Like, go stop, go stop, go stop, go stop. Can I get a card for my Geminis, please? Let's see. Oh, yep, there it is. We have the Four of Swords and the Ace of Cups. That Four of Swords is stop. That's a stop energy. That's stop and think. Stop and reflect. Stop and recover if you need to. Stop, 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 stop. And then you have this Ace of Cups right there. That's a cup of all of your own personal emotional waters. That's your water. That's your emotion. That's your heart space. Spirit wants you to stop, sit, and reflect this weekend. No matter how much you want to get up and go, a lot of reflection time, meditation time, introspection time seems to be what's in store for you. And again, if you don't do that, be mindful because there could be some towers happening that'll push you to go within and sit still. Okay. And if you do get sick or have some sort of like physical something come up, just take the time to rest and recover as you need to so you can kind of get recharged here with the Ace of Cups. Okay. Okay. Okay, Jimmy Gems. All right, Cancer. Let's see. What's going on for my Cancers? I can't pet you. I'm working. Okay. Let's see. And then Taurus. Oh. Ooh. Cancer. Oh my. Power, capability. These are the words that are coming up for you. Power, capability, power, capability, power, capability. You're also going to be learning some things here. Relying on cat hair. Relying on your spirituality, your faith. Definitely having a spiritual practice of some kind. Even some travel might be beneficial for you too, Cancer. So keep that in mind as well for the next couple weeks. If you want to go away this weekend, I would suggest going away this weekend. Very beneficial for your own psychic awareness. You're going to be getting a lot of downloads and new ideas and light bulb moments in these moments of quiet, of solitude, of meditation, of spiritual practice. I'm hearing devotion, spiritual devotion. These consistent practices are coming in. At the same time, God, there's also a new sense of power that you're experiencing as well. Empowerment, self-worth, confidence that you struggle with, you struggle having, you struggle to hold on to, you struggle to bring into circumstances. That's going to be changing. I'm also feeling some big leader energy with you. It's almost like you're going to have a little bit of a sojourn or vision quest, if you will, even if you're like, just by yourself and sober. And then when you come out of it, you're going to be a powerhouse. Like you're going to be the boss. You're going to be the one that is like creating things or even leading people is what it looks like to me. Some of you, your actual goals are going to change. That's also what I'm getting here too for my Cancers. You're going to realize you've been focusing on the wrong thing, not the wrong things. You've been focusing on things that are not necessarily what you actually want anymore. Yeah, your goals are going to change. Your desires are going to change. Your motivations Wow, big change for my Cancers. Your motivations are going to change, and it's going to be as a result of this, of taking this time out to reflect, taking this time out to connect with yourself, rely on your inner compass here, and pay attention to your dreams, your downloads, all of that. And things are going to shift big time for you. But you're definitely going to be confronting this part of you that struggles to lead, struggles to feel worthy of leading, struggles to initiate, to be like boss leader type energy, like very on fire energy. I'm hearing teacher as well. Some of you it's being a leader, some of you it's being a teacher, and I just heard healer as well. Time to step into it. Time to step into it. Okay. I feel like your home is going to be a sanctuary. There's also something that's coming up for my Cancers. Yeah, your home is going to be a sanctuary. You might also struggle a little bit with communication with people within your home or within your family dynamics. But I feel sanctuary with that for you. Okay. All right, let's pull a card for my Cancers. Can I get a card for Cancer? Actually, hold on. Let me just take a little bite really quick. It's been a busy day. It's been a very busy day. Let me eat the whole piece. Okay. Cancer. Can I get a card for Cancer, please? Regarding this weekend. Can I get a card for Cancer? Am I taking these? Am I taking these? No. Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot of cards. Can I get a card for Cancer, please, for the weekend? Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, exactly what I was talking about. We have the Queen of Cups with the Four of Wands and the Page of Swords. Here you are reflecting, gaining new insight, new information, new ideas, downloads of that Page of Swords, and it's all around your sense of stability. It's all around your foundation and something that you want to build. But I keep getting like leader energy. I keep getting that with you. And here you are literally coming up in your own card, your own energy, but it's through your intuition. It's through your water, just through your own psychic awareness. All of that is going to help you to come into this level of clarity. And I really feel like taking time alone would be beneficial for you. So make sure you prioritize that, even if it's just like a daily spiritual practice of having some solitude in that kind of sacred space, but it's giving you some new ideas and possibly a whole new direction, new goals, new motivations, all of that. Very, very cool. Very cool. I would even say, like, especially since Mercury is retrograding by time, we hit this weekend, maybe give it the whole Mercury retrograde before you commit to these new ideas and like let it percolate. Let the new ideas birth new ideas and see what comes of that. But definitely I would pay attention to what comes through for you through that Page of Swords energy. Okay. Nice. Very nice. All right. Ooh. Leos. Leo. Where are we for you? Clyde, you pushed my arm off this disc. I'm going to be not very happy. Okay. It's 9. And that is 10. Is that right? Wait, let me make sure about it. What's before Leo? Cancer. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Just making sure. Easy to make a mistake here. All right, Leo. Ooh. Okay. Leo, you got some good stuff coming. Big, important changes coming that you're going to feel. I feel like 10 of Pentacles energy with you. Like, I feel like you're going to be stepping into that kind of space. And I don't think you're going to expect it, because I do feel like to get there, there's going to be a little bit of some shadow stuff coming in a reflective state. Definitely a reflective state. And it might feel like you're going a little bit through the underworld. You're having a little bit of a death process, but it's very beneficial for you. Don't be surprised if you start seeing things. I'm getting interaction with spirits and the dead. Just being honest. This might be happening in the dream space where you're dreaming of your ancestors or people that have passed on. I'm hearing family and teachers is actually what I'm hearing. Family and teachers. Teachers come in all kinds of forms of relationship. But pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what you're picking up, and pay attention if you start seeing something. Okay, doesn't mean you're crazy just because you're seeing something that other people aren't seeing. Yeah, important. Thank you. Important. There's important messages coming for you through the dream space, through these spirits, this kind of communication. It's basically mediumship. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that. Very important messages coming for you through there. You might feel a little challenged because of that. You might feel challenged with your own belief systems and your own spirituality and your own faith. Like I just feel a little bit of, I got to be honest, I feel like you're getting a little scared by this stuff that's going to be happening, but it's to help you. It's really, really to help you. I do see a really big change on your path as well. Very similar to Cancer's, which makes sense because you're the neighbor of Cancer. Some of you, it's going to be literally with your house, your money, your job. Some of you, it's going to be health. But I feel like it's going to be a really positive change, pushing you in a, yeah, thank you. I just heard new, a new direction. Very, very similar to Cancer. But a lot of this, I feel like, is coming by way of ancestral communication, dream space experiences. So please pay attention. What else is happening here? I'm feeling a little bit of a fight, a little bit of resistance. Some of the information that's coming to you, especially the ones that are coming from like family, teachers too, like the people that are in your dreams, essentially, the people who are trying to talk to you, the spirits that are trying to talk to you. I feel a pushback. Feeling a little bit of a pushback, like they're saying things you don't really want to hear, or they're telling you to do things that you don't really want to do. Total free will choice. I'm not going to tell you what's right or what's wrong. You're your own person. It's your life. You can decide that for yourself. But I can feel a resistance there. I can feel almost like a trigger. Yeah, I can feel a little bit of a trigger there. I thought I just heard the weirdest sound. Did you guys hear that too? Sounds like a strange bird. Anyway, moving on. What else for my Leos? I feel also like a Knight of Swords energy. I feel this little bit of like, and I got to be honest with what I'm getting, a little bit of a desperate energy to problem solve, to fix things, to find resolution. And it's like, while that's happening, you're getting this communication through the spirit realm, essentially. And some of you, it's also just the form of downloads. And you're getting more resistant because it's like it's putting something in your awareness, in your face, that you don't want to touch, that you don't want to deal with, you don't want to address, you don't want to acknowledge. But if you surrender to it, you could have some big changes on your hands that could really lead to a lot of abundance and security. But yeah, I feel this hyper focus on problem solving. I really want to also emphasize, try not to get into a control mode with everything that's going on, because like when you get into a resistant space, no matter who it is, we're all human, we've all been here. When we start to resist, we create tension, we create more of that separation energy. And then that's when things go awry. That's when things go wrong. And with Mercury being in retrograde for the next, I think it's till October 2nd. I think October 2nd is when it goes stationary direct. That's a lot. That's an extended period of time to have Mercury in a position where it can be kind of confusing. And then you're putting yourself in this kind of resistant state. I don't think it's a good recipe is all I'm getting at. I just recommend surrendering, processing. And if you're triggered, maybe deal with that. Maybe do a little bit of processing with it. Maybe do a little bit of diving deep with yourself and doing a little shadow work and what have you. Because I feel big shakeups in your life trying to happen, but it's for the better. But you got to let them happen. You got to surrender to them. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull a card for my Leos. Can I get a card for Leo, please, for the weekend? No! I dropped the deck. Hold on. Dropped a huge chunk of the deck. Okay. I get a card for Leo? Look at you. Fighting the universe, fighting the gods. Like, I am a god, damn it. 7 of Wands. You're in this resistant mode. Can I get another card for Leo, please? You're in a little bit of this fight mode. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Yeah, 6 of Swords and the Hanged Man. The more you get in this mode, Leo, I'm telling you, the more you get in this fight mode, the longer you're gonna be staying in that Hanged Man. You could surrender and process and gauge how you feel about some of the stuff that you're coming into awareness about. And I think you could easily move into the 6 of Swords, where you're finding peace with a lot of this. You're finding acceptance, and you're able to allow for these changes to happen and to move into them in a graceful manner. But the more you resist, the more you're going to be in that hangman position and feel stuck. Okay? So be careful. All right. Virgo, last but not least, my Virgos. Hi, Virgos. Hi, Virgos. Okay. Let's see what we got for you. Ooh, we got some 7th house energy. God, Virgo, I feel a little bit like you're all over the place. First things first, I want to talk about Uranus. Travel. This is going to be a good time for you to travel. Travel this weekend, travel the next couple weeks. Try not to wait too long to do it if you can. If you allow yourself to travel or, go on a spiritual retreat or go somewhere you've always wanted to go to and you've never been before, like, especially if it's somewhere you have no experience with, you're going to come across a lot of exciting surprises and opportunities that are going to be really beneficial for you. Okay. That can happen either way, but traveling will increase those odds right now. Okay. For my Virgos. Relationships, man. I just heard down and dirty. Down and dirty. You're facing some gritty stuff when it comes to relationships. And as a result of that, also some karmic stuff too. Karmic patterns that you've been carrying around, that you've been indulging in, that have been keeping you held back, keeping you restricted. I keep getting the words dirty, gritty, down and dirty, like hands-on. It's like there's something about it that feels grimy, which is such a weird thing. So it's like you might just be getting into a very dense place with these things, like energetically dense, or maybe it really is pertaining to patterns and experiences with relationships that left you feeling, oh, I'm spitting everywhere. I'm sorry. That left you feeling unclean, tainted in a way. Oh, I just heard the word damaged goods. I hope nobody feels like that. Nobody deserves to feel like damaged goods. There's something about that too that feels self-deprecating that I think you're also going to have to deal with too for some of you, dealing with a self-deprecating talk, mental chatter, treatment of the self, that sort of stuff. But yeah, Virgo, you got a lot going on here because now I got pulled into money real quick. I got pulled into money. Also, there is, sorry, oh God, back and forth. For some of you, money is tied up in this whole relationship pattern as well. But I think for a lot of you, it is separate, like separate circumstances. Some of you guys are going to come up with new income streams, new ways of looking at money, new ways of handling your money situation, investments. Like I'm feeling a lot of that and getting a lot of excitement from it because it's going to help you to solidify a financial stability and security that you haven't thought of before. Really cool. I really like that. Some of you, this is happening because it's entangled within certain relationships that you have in your life right now. I got to bring up this travel stuff again because it seems like what's going on within your immediate environment is dense and gritty. There's an intensity to it that feels abrasive as well, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just is what it is. I think you're going to need a little time away, no matter what. even if it's a day, take a day. There are a lot of places, at least here in the States, where you can actually book like a pool day at a hotel for like, a fee of whatever kind. Depending on the city you're in, it could be a little bit more expensive. It could be really affordable. And that could be a really nice way to just get away for a day. Go chill by the pool, read a book, listen to stuff, have a drinky poo, whatever. Whatever. But you need to be out of your immediate environment at some point in time in the next couple of weeks. I recommend somewhere you've never been. If you could pull off going to another country, even better. Or somewhere that you normally wouldn't try, something that's out of your comfort zone, I'd recommend it. Okay. I feel like you need a break. I do. I feel some tough conversations as well with people, but this personal excitement you have about solidifying like more financial security for yourself is really exciting. And so you're excited about that. And I feel excitement with like adventure and fun and traveling, but at home, it just feels dense. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like really hard conversations that are healing, that are very healing. And I also feel like for you, you're going to be having some catalyzing social experiences. That's part of the energy this weekend. But I think you're going to be in one of those boats. And if you're meeting people while you're traveling or having a pool day or whatever, it's going to be very enlightening for you. You might even run into like earth angels that are just going to like give you information that you just need. And you're just going to be like, whoa, that just changed my life. Like, you have those moments, right? So get out. Get out. Get on a plane, get in the car, whatever, what have you. But the conversations you're having with people that are like the grungy conversations, the people that are immediately close to home, I do think they're necessary to an extent. I just think you're going to need a break after that. Okay. All right. Virgos, let's get a card for you. Did I wake you? Should see his face. How dare you wake me? Sorry. Can I get a card for my Virgos, please? For the weekend. Can I get a card for my Virgos? Am I taking all of this? This feels like a lot. No, yeah, that's like 10 cards. Can I get a card for my... Okay. Whoa. Oh, Virgo. 10 of Swords in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. What did I say about new income streams and stability and financial security coming in the Ace of Pentacles? That 10 of Swords in reverse feels a little gnarly, though. See, doesn't it feel dirty? There's something about this that feels dense and dirty and grimy and dingy and just like, ugh, like I gotta take a shower. Like, that's how it feels to me. Some of you might have that feeling too, like as you are kind of going through the dirt, going through the mud, apparently, that you're gonna feel like you need to be cleansed. There's something that's been burdensome. There's something that's been really hard that you are finally letting go of. Some of you, it does just relate to patterning, karmic patterns as well, especially when it comes to finding this new income stream. Some of you have been really struggling financially. So that pain of that will be over. I want to get one more for my Virgos. Can I get one more, please? One more for my Virgos. Especially if you let yourself travel. Be to the next town. It doesn't have to be crazy far. Although, the more foreign, the better with Uranus at play. Oh, Virgo, look at you. The Star card with the 9 of Pentacles. Oh. This is yummy and gushy, gooey. This is very yummy energy. This is independence. This is financial stability. This is living the dream, essentially. Okay. This is living the dream, and it's coming by way of opportunities that are coming your way during this this weekend, but because of full moon Pisces, also the next couple of weeks. Okay. Wow. This is wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment, feeling happy, feeling content, feeling blessed. I feel a lot of gratitude with this too. A lot of gratitude. You feel like the divine's eyes are on you, like literally blessing you, and you're letting something really dingy, gross, and dirty go. But some of you might not be easy, like I said. Some of you, it's going to be hard conversations. Okay. All right, guys. We made it. We made it till the end. We did the whole video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Don't forget to check out Venmo and Patreon, and everything else you need is linked below for your convenience. And I hope to see you guys very soon, okay? Take care.